and unqualified pick for FBI director. We have some breaking news on Kash Patel being the candidate for FBI director, unfortunately, who is disqualified and dangerous. Let's get into the article for today's video. Senators must do their constitutional duty once again by rejecting Trump's nomination of loyalist Kash Patel, titled December 1st, 2024. President-elect Donald Trump's choice of Uber loyalist Kash Patel to be FBI director is a hair-on-fire moment. Trump is poised to install a team of toadies at the Justice Department, a flotilla of his criminal defense lawyers, but most ominously an Attorney General, Pam Bondi, who has vowed that the prosecutors will be prosecuted. And now with Patel, an FBI director, who would add journalists to that list. The article continues, end quote, yes, we are going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections, Patel said, end quote. Of Trump's plans in a 2023 podcast with Trump ally Stephen K. Bannon. We're going to come after you, begin quote, whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out. This is not normal. Definitely it's not normal. Republican senators, enough of them anyway, did their constitutional duty in balking at former Congressman Matt Gaetz, Trump's clownish first choice to serve as the nation's chief law enforcement officer, now unpleasant and politically perilous as it might be. They must stand up to Trump again. The Senate and the country needs to hear Bondi and Patel explain themselves, because responsible law enforcement officials do not talk like this with claims of criminal retribution against their perceived enemies. Begin quote, the investigators will be investigated, end quote, Bondi said and told Fox News last year. Patel is particularly worrisome. Don't listen to me. Listen to Trump's former Attorney General William P. Barr, who objected to Trump's first-term efforts to install Patel in the number 2 job at the FBI. In his memoir, Barr said he told then White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows that Patel would get the deputy job over my dead body. Begin quote, end quote. Patel Bar wrote had, begin quote, virtually no experience that would qualify him to serve at the highest level of the world's pre-examinate law enforcement agency. The very idea of moving Patel into a role like this showed him a shocking detachment from reality. End quote. Patel debuted in Trumpland when, as an advisor to Republican Representative from California, Devin Nunes, he wrote in a memo arguing that the FBI's investigation into Trump and Russian interference in the 2016 election was politically motivated. Subsequently, he held various roles in the first Trump administration, from serving on the National Security Council to advising both the Director and National Intelligence and the Secretary of Defense. It's important to understand that a new president picking the FBI director of his preference is not the norm. It is an aberration and a dangerous one. Presidents are generally entitled to political appointees of their choosing, but the FBI director is supposed to be insulated from politics. That is one reason the director is appointed to a single 10-year term spanning 2 administrations. A president can fire the FBI director, but until Trump, that had happened only once, when President Bill Clinton removed William S. Sessions in 1993 over ethics lapses. The circumstances of that removal underscore its extraordinary nature. It occurred only after the Justice Department Office of Professional Responsibility concluded a lengthy report released at the end of George H.W. Bush's presidency, and only after months of the new administration agonizing over how to deal with Sessions. In announcing the move, Clinton said he and Attorney General, Janet Reno, began, quote, agreed that in the normal course of events, the director of the FBI should not be changed just because administrations change. Perhaps even especially when there's a change of political party in the White House. Even then, the action triggered criticism. Senate Minority Leader Rob Dole, Republican representative from Kansas, called the firing a potentially worrisome precedent, end quote, that, begin quote, should concern every American who values the political independence of our nation's top law enforcement agencies, end quote. Then came Trump, who 4 months into his term fired James P. Comey in the midst of the Bureau's investigation into Russia's involvement in the 2016 presidential election. Trump's action came after a private dinner with Comey a week after the inauguration, at which Comey wrote in his memoir, The New President, that told the director, begin quote, I need loyalty. I expect loyalty, end quote. Trump replaced Connie with Christopher A. Wray, who predictably incurred Trump's ire during his first term, and who, after having been kept on by President Joe Biden, Trump now plans to remove if Wray does not leave on his own. Welcome to life under Trump. What once was shocking now seems ordinary. Never is the history of the FBI in the history of the FBI, it was created in 1908 as the Bureau of Investigations. Has there been a director anything like Patel? He poses a double threat. Both a crony of the president and an unstinting critic of the institution. He has been, unfortunately, tapped to lead. Begin quote. Unstinting, end quote, might be understated. In his 2023 book, Government Gangsters, Patel wrote, the rot at the core of the FBI isn't just scandalous, it's an existential threat to our Republican form of government. He calls the Bureau one of the most cunning and powerful arms of the deep state, begin quote, end quote, and a, begin quote, tool of surveillance and support of American citizens, end quote. Patel describes, begin quote, the political jackals at the FBI, end quote, and recommends getting rid of its headquarters. Putting someone like Patel at the helm of the FBI would be beyond reckless. Patel's book includes a helpful appendix listing Trump's members of the deep state, begin quote, not including the entire fake news, mafia, press props, end quote. Couple that with Patel's allegiance to Trump, begin quote, even in an administration full of loyalists, Patel was exceptional in his devotion, end quote. The Atlantic's Elena Plott Calabro wrote in an August profile, begin quote, we're blessed by God to have Donald Trump be our juggernaut of justice, to be our leader, to be our continued warrior in the arena, end quote. Patel told the Conservative Political Action conference in February. He was a presence on the campaign trail. Meanwhile, Patel is doing well by serving Trump. He sits on the board of the company that owns Truth Social and has received more than $300,000 in consulting fees from Trump's leadership PAC, along with $145,000 for fundraising resulting for Gaetz in 2021, or consulting for Gaetz in 2021. In her Atlantic piece, Calabro quoted a longtime Trump advisor about the president-elect's views of Patel, begin quote, "A lot of people say he's crazy," end quote, Trump had said. According to the advisor, begin quote, "I think he's kind of crazy, but sometimes you need a little crazy," end quote. No, not at the FBI. Senators, do your jobs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this fortunately is gonna conclude the video for today. If you guys did enjoy this breaking news article about Kash Patel, I said I would be putting up a video after the new year about Kash Patel being unqualified and dangerous. I just didn't specify when. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy this video, please do consider giving it a like, commenting your opinions, and subscribing for new daily content every day. It'll help me out a huge lot. Thank you guys, and please do not give up hope. We will prevail, and hopefully Congress will do what's right and object to Donald Trump's certification on January 6th of 2025 because of him being an oath-breaking, adjudicated insurrectionist. That is all for now, guys. I will talk to you guys later, and like I said, please do not give out hope and hold out.